Abusia, aha, Kofi Countryman CTV. Na NDC, former NDC, Stephen Atubiga. Nsɛm bi aba abɛbɔ mu abusua ano de ne papa yi ɛnya asɛm ketewa koraa. Stephen Atubiga a yɛnyina yɛnim mu a mmerɛ bi atwam contempt issues ɛkɔ Supreme Court ne nneɛma ahodoɔ bebree ɛyɛ sɛ ɔkɔpere NDC akonya ɛho nsɛm so bebree ɛne deɛ keka ho bebree. Now ɔmɛ sɛ ɔkɔtɛɛ kakraa ne yɛnte ne nka na ɔde asɛm bi aba abɛbom. Na wohwɛ mu a ɔn sɛ ɛmuɔ baabi no ɔte ni ne party a nothing is a friend of National Liberation Council or something. No, I am with the core be in Nasifo bi. But Stephen Atubiga saba with Ensembia Okeka Efa a year Mahama NDC Amanyuku no. Abusia, I know the papa. I know the papa. What Trim said, bro, yes, okopre a flag bearer ship, and I say okopre and move penny D party name and someone a NDC and penny for the firm. And someone with the firm in your man or what the year no. Abusia and Yasam Ketua. Stephen Atubiga a whole lot of secrets be a hinter for years and I saw about one thing. Or the secret be a hinter, secret be within the NDC party, secret be within the NDC gurus, be a NDC party ni more abusia, obian shede nim sa nema we nyina na wabobo ni nyina no a nim the aye na this time around wode ni nyina sa ababom we ye audio about 10-minute audio abusia enye easy a whole lot anodene mem pese make kansem bebre yenko na yenkonkotie Atubiga nsɛm a wɔde ababa betututwa se Ghana for nsuntie intimra.
So when President John Dramani Mahama took over, he saw that all those people they lost their ministerial.
Roger was supporting Dufour.
He was a deputy. No, Roger was a deputy minister of health
before John Mahama came in.
Yes,
in 2013.
Yes, he removed him. He had removed Bizaden, all those. So at that time, and in 2012 there was a lot of neglect. People felt that the government was running because his first casualty was choosing the wrong chief of staff, which was Prosper Bani. Okay.
Why was he wrong?
He never voted even the vote. He didn't work for the party. He had no clue of the party structure. He didn't know that it is a party that gives birth to a government. So when he got the opportunity to be the running mate, the chief of staff, he forgot to take care. It's like giving birth to your mother. You don't take care of her. It is party that gives birth to a political party, a government. And if a government is in power, they have to take care of the party. And you need a chief of staff that knows that there are foot soldiers, there are activists, there are people that matter. And the chief of staff to have to crack the whip of the national security. Some people have to be taken care of, whether they are kayaye, they are watches sellers, they are taxi drivers, they are whatever you buy. It's all part of governance. For intelligence, you have to empower some farmers. You have to empower
the chief
some
of staff was a
He
missing
failed.
link.
It was
but Julius Debra came in.
Yes. By the time Julius Debra came in, it was too late. Imagine when I went to prison. You remember one of the bargains that one of the pleading I told the judges that if I come out, I'll go around the country to sensitize people or people like me or to accept the verdict, right?
Yeah.
When I came out and I wrote a letter, 1 week, I wrote a letter to the chief of staff, then Bani. I said, I need sponsorship to be able to go down and do that because we had sacrificed that you have, you are enjoying as a chief of staff. And our sweat, part of our little sweat puts you there. This man, if it was somebody who was a cadre, if it was somebody who was a comrade, if it was somebody who really understood the party structure, will at least fool me and even invite me into the office after I've written to you. Oh, Steve, how are you? How was prison? How is everything? Okay, even if you are not willing to support, say, maybe I'll talk to 1 or 2 people. He just wrote me a letter.
He replied.
Like I came looking for a job, or like I came begging for money from heaven, or like I came telling him that, can we share your wife or can we share your family properties?
What did he say?
He just sent me a letter saying that I'm sorry, there's no money. You cannot, I can't help. I can't support this.
He didn't ask to see you. He didn't call you.
He gave the letter to one Mausi and he gave. But honestly, I became very upset. And when I thought of whatever misbehaving or, dealing with, I said, look, if I do anything here, disrespected John Dramani because he chose him. Let me just walk away quietly. And I walked away. So that's when I had come from prison. And you know what really hurt me? When I was in prison, right? John didn't visit me. His family didn't visit my family. Nobody came to visit me. The MPP people that came to visit Ken Kranchi, they were the same people that whatever they were doing for him or the same courtesy on me. When I went to Akuse, the MPP people came to visit me. None of even NDC person even visited me or even... So but it was... Rollins told us, it's what you can do for your party, not what party can do for you. That is how he has groomed some of us. That's, the comradeship, the cadre, and whatever. And that is why we believe in what you can do for you. And that is what kept some of us going. Then, 4 months down the line, I met John's big brother, Brahma Alfred, at Afrikiko. I said, bro, when can I go see your brother? At least we've paid our dues. Others are grabbing ministerials, but I also deserve something. Because at the end of the day, you have a bowl to take home. You have to feed the family. And most of my business partners were MPP. You know this country, most of the business, you name it, is MPP gurus. They pulled the plug on me. They said, look, either you leave your party, we can still be doing business with you. We are not saying come and join the MPP. Because people that give us the businesses. So I decided to stay with the party. So I met him. I said, can I go see your brother? No, I'll tell my brother that, my younger dad, I met you, but I can't take you to my brother. Straight up. And I believe that if you're a leader, you see how Gabi Achodako and Co does? If you are lucky to be a president, it's not the sole prerogative of the president alone to take care of the country. Family, brothers, sisters, all of you should take a strategic role, not on government payroll, but to...
Is that what Gabi Achodako?
Yeah, their weaknesses. Yes, they make sure during crisis, they step in to make sure the right thing is done. And that is how brothers are supposed to do. You don't have to be on government payroll. The power that... So
you're unhappy that Alfred...
I wasn't happy, but when I think about my relationship with John Dramani Mahama, I look and see, if you're a Christian, I have a Muslim background, a Christian background. The best way to live long, to be happy, is let God sit in your heart for you to forgive. That is the only way you can succeed. He never said, then he met me one day, my brother says he's going to make you, how do you call it, a board member of the prison service. I said, my brother, that is not...
Board member of the prison service?
Yes. I said, my brother, that is not what I need. I need projects to do. I was a contractor in U.S. I was building houses and selling. I had a handyman company. I had at least every year, I'm one of the Ghanaians, that were doing good over there. What am I doing with board this? Then 6 months down the line, one of his brothers, very respectful, very nice guy, Michael. He met me at Afrikiko. He said, Steve, why haven't you come to see Big Brother? He's been looking for you. Where? I said, it's just that I haven't had the opportunity to go. And I expect that if you work on a farm, you don't need to take your bowl, go into the kitchen. They're supposed to dish yours. So I sat aloof and I was waiting because some of us are not, we are not bootlickers. We're not kissing ass. So
your concern is that President Mahama didn't pay attention to
Then we went, to fast forward, he held me and he felt so sorry when he met me.
Oh, you went to his house?
We went to the office. He said, Steve, he shed tears with me. When he saw me, he held me down. Oh, my brother, you've really suffered and you are, let's go see Big Brother. So we got to the Flagstaff house.
Who is Big Brother? Who is hugging you and shedding tears?
Michael,
President Mahama's brother.
Inusa. Michael. Okay. He's called Michael Mahama.
Okay. All right.
He tall. I think he's their last but one. Very gentle guy.
Okay.
So we got to the Flagstaff house. We entered. Immediately we entered. Here Tróuble was standing in front of the president's door. He was inside. You know how you stand in the middle of the door, you have one hand choking and, we say in a Kimbo style. So when I think president was busy, so I think people were coming in, so he had to take that if he can, he was busy. So when myself and Michael got there, Stan stopped and said that the president was busy. So Michael took 2 steps back and said, I've come to see my brother and say he's busy. Get out of the way, let me go see my brother. So Stan moved to the side. So immediately we entered, he started telling his brother, how can your Stan be stopping me? How can he be? Then you know how nice John is. I mean, he calmed his brother down. It took a while, then his brother calmed down. Then he came and hugged me, we spoke. And then we spoke about family matters, and he left his office, came just as I was seated here, he was seated he was seated this way, Michael was seated, I was seated this way. He said, Steve, why haven't you come to see me in the house? I mean, you are a brother. I mean, you don't need permission. You don't need to come to my house. I mean, through any security or any protocol. Then I apologized to him for not taking those steps. Then we started talking. Then he said, oh, where do you want me to put you? I have to put you somewhere. And I told him that I wasn't interested in any appointment. I think he didn't mention where he was going to give me. He asked me what was my interest. So as I was giving him my interests and stuff that I want, he said, oh, consider them done. I'll look at it because you deserve it. As for others want appointments and what have you. You know the man that holds his bag, the tall one, he's called Brima.
I don't know.
Okay, he's the one who's been... He came from nowhere, stood behind me and was giving wiper. That the president should agree, the president should... So,
how do you know that if he was standing behind you?
You know, I'm a street boy and a gangster, and I know what time it is. And you could tell spiritual that somebody was behind me.
Spiritual?
Yes. I could... You know... He wasn't far from me, and that's
so you could feel it.
Yes. So I turned and saw him. So I could tell from the facial expression that the president wasn't happy.
That he was getting a signal he did.
Yes, his brother wasn't happy. So after then, we continued our talk and we got up. So on our way, Michael said, "Look, I know you saw what our cousin did. Don't mind him. He even does that to all of us." Nothing came. 2 years down the line, that's around 2014. Then I said, look, it's better I continue my business because I was in debt. I had lost everything. Nothing was coming in. And, you know, you gotta eat. So Michael, Ibrahim picked up the wind. And he invited me to his house. Then he called Julius. You guys are not taking care of us, Atubiga. They have worked in his bedroom one morning. That was the day the president was going to Bupe to commission that.
By this time, is Julius chief of staff?
Julius chief of staff then. So Julius came. Then they had a talk. And that day, I was supposed to go perform my mother's funeral in my mother's hometown. You know, my mother is Konkumba, my father is Kusasi.